Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. First call, Justin Fields as Steelers' first QB choice may be brewing. A look at chances of landing Davante Adams. Darius Slayton. Wednesday's first call has some direction for speculation about the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. We have gambling odds on the Steelers acquiring Davante Adams and information on another wide receiver who may be in the mix. Plus, we check in on a former Penguin who is hunting a career milestone, and we examine the next opponent for the struggling Pitt Panthers basketball team. Figure it out. NFL free agency hits March 12, beginning at 4 p.m., and the Steelers don't have a starting quarterback on their roster. According to ESPN.com's Adam Schefter, they are working to rectify that before the free agent window opens. Whether that is by signing Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is still uncertain. Pittsburgh is determined to try to get one of these quarterback deals done in the coming days so that it has some clarity going into free agency, ESPN's Adam Schefter said on Tuesday's Pat McAfee show. It's tough to go into free agency, to go add to your offense, when you have no idea who's playing quarterback. That's why I think they're going to spend this week working on getting a deal done with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. Schefter seems to be putting his money on the Steelers attempting to land Fields first. I would imagine Justin Fields is first up in the pecking order. We'll see if they can get something worked out there. If not, it's easy to pivot on to Russell Wilson, and we'll see how this works out, Schefter added. Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer said that he thinks Fields could get a deal similar to Sam Darnold's one-year, $10 million contract with Minnesota a year ago. I actually think that Fields is up for a significantly better contract than that, whether it is here or elsewhere. Breer mentioned the New York Jets as a potential destination. I think that could be an accurate guess if Fields departs Pittsburgh. Big Apple attention. Speaking of New York, Giants receiver Darius Slayton could be a fit in Pittsburgh. That's the opinion of New York Daily News Giants beat reporter Pat Leonard. I'm told teams like the Chargers, Panthers, and Steelers are among the likely suitors for the consistent Giants receiver, Leonard posted on social media. Slayton is set to become a free agent. The 28-year-old is the number 41 pending free agent in Greg Rosenthal's Top 101 at NFL.com. At Acrisure Stadium in Week 8 of last season, Slayton had 4 receptions for 108 yards in a 26-18 loss to the Steelers. A fifth-rounder out of Auburn in 2019, Slayton was rumored to be a target of the Steelers at various points last season. He ended up posting a career-high 770 yards for the Giants in 2024. Pittsburgh Steelers get another sign they will lose Najee Harris. When Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris talked about free agency plans at the end of the season, everything was mum, but now that free agency is just days away, it certainly seems like he will get some interest from other teams. Sources told Penn Live at the NFL Combine that Harris is expected to have a strong market. He will likely earn between $8 to $10 million on the open market, a number the Steelers are unwilling to match. That was all before Saquon Barkley signed a new extension with the Philadelphia Eagles worth more than $20 million per year. While Harris is not in the same stratosphere as the only true young, starting running back in free agency, Harris should get a contract worth a lot in free agency. It is likelier than ever he could break that $10 million per year mark. And with a strong market, Harris seems to have several suitors. The Las Vegas Raiders were one team that came up quite often when talking about Harris. All in all, expect Harris to lead Pittsburgh this year in free agency. The Barkley deal only reinforces Harris's desire to lead Pittsburgh. They turned down his fifth-year option because of the scheme fit in Arthur Smith's offense. Let me think. They didn't know where the offense was headed. That was it, Harris said in July. He notched his 4th straight 1,000-yard season, the only running back to do that since he entered the league. Harris has become a bastion of durability and has yet to miss a game in his NFL career. That all should earn him some suitors in free agency. Steelers can make up for trade deadline fiasco after Jets released Davante Adams following the NFL Combine. We learned that the Cincinnati Bengals had used the franchise tag to retain star wide receiver T. Higgins. Higgins was set to be the top free agent receiver this year, and Pittsburgh Steelers fans were optimistic they would throw their hat in the ring for a chance to sign him. But when one door closes, another door opens. On Tuesday, ESPN insider Adam Schefter reported that the New York Jets are releasing veteran wide receiver Davante Adams. The three-time first-team All-Pro and six-time Pro Bowler played 3 games with the Raiders in 2024 before being traded to the Jets before the deadline. Adams was more than halfway through the lucrative 5-year, $140 million contract he signed with Las Vegas in 2022, but the Jets couldn't stomach the cap number for the aging receiver in 2025. Now one of the best wide receivers of the past decade is ripe for the picking, and the Pittsburgh Steelers could look to make up for the trade deadline fiasco we saw in 2024. Pittsburgh Steelers could pursue wide receiver Davante Adams in free agency. Just before the 2024 NFL trade deadline, the Pittsburgh Steelers reportedly had an interest in trading for Davante Adams, but it was the New York Jets who executed the deal with the Raiders for a conditional 2025 third-round pick. In a desperation move, Steelers general manager Omar Khan traded for underwhelming Jets wide receiver Mike Williams. While Williams did make the game-winning catch on the road against the Washington Commanders, his production wasn't worth the loss of even day 3 draft capital. In 9 games in Pittsburgh, Williams finished with 9 catches for 132 yards. Now Williams is a free agent and the Steelers are desperate to upgrade their wide receiver room. Adams is a player Mike Tomlin has had his eyes on, and offering a deal to the 32-year-old free agent isn't out of the question. Because of his fantastic resume, Adams will be looking for one more massive payday, and the Steelers have enough cap space to make it happen. With an underwhelming free agent pool at the wide receiver position, Adams becomes one of the top choices alongside Chris Godwin and Stefon Diggs. Signing Adams won't come cheap, but the Steelers weren't able to execute trades for receiver help during the 2024 offseason. Now they can get one of the players they've targeted all along. Adams isn't the same player he was at the peak of his career from 2018 to 2022, but he would still bring a well-balanced skill set and more stability to the position than the Steelers have had in years. Expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to be in the mix for the veteran wideout when the NFL negotiation period begins ahead of free agency. And are you a fan? What do you think of the Davante Adams situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.